Hello everyone, my name is Evina Steinova and I'm a postdoctoral researcher at the Huygens Institute in Amsterdam. I'm talking to you here today because I'm currently building an online manuscript database and I want to tell you about it. Once finished, this database will contain detailed information about roughly 450 pre-1000 manuscripts transmitting the most important medieval Latin encyclopedia, the Etymologiae of Isidore of Seville. The idea of building a manuscript database stemmed from the desire to transcend the limits of paper catalogs and handlists. In fact, its basis is such a printed handlist from the 1940s that illustrates the problem inherent to paper publications. 8 years since its publication, Anspach's handlist of etymologiae suffers from typical ailments. Given what we know about the early medieval manuscripts of this work, it is significantly incomplete, contains many errors, duplicates, outdated information, misses certain types of information altogether, and it does not capture the current state of many codices, such as those that were moved or perished in the Second World War. A manuscript database can be curated after its initial release, and it can therefore not only be a one-time replacement of Anspach's handlist, such as would be a paper catalog, but it can be maintained for at least a certain period of time and therefore enriched and refined. I should add that the database is not intended as a substitute for a printed publication, but rather as one of several outputs of my project. I also intend to prepare a print-friendly digital publication that will be downloadable from the database website. Moreover, users will be able to export the data underlying the database and reuse it for their own research. This will be true both for the complete dataset and its subsets as filtered through the database interface. Let me now tell you something about this database interface and introduce some of its functionalities. The querying of the database will be made possible by 19 faceted filters that you can see in this screenshot. Users of etymologiae.ms will be able to select a subset from the 447 manuscript records in the database by filtering them based on their properties, such as the date of origin, the place of origin, presence of annotations, physical dimension, or as in this last example, and my favorite one, presence of certain sections of the text. The filters can be combined to achieve more refined results. The users will then be able to download the results of such a query as a CSV file. They will also be able to click at any of the items to access the full description of any of the 447 manuscripts in the database and download each record separately as a PDF file. Another handy addition to the database is going to be colorful labels attached to individual items in the search result view. The upper label allows users to see whether a particular manuscript contains the complete text of Isidore's encyclopedia, so-called canonical etymologiae, one of the influential early medieval spin-offs, so-called non-canonical etymologiae, or excerpts from this work. The lower label specifies the current physical state of the item, including whether it is a fragment, addition in the margins, or a blank space, a part of a multi-volume copy of the work, or whether it was destroyed. So when can you expect to see this database in action and use it yourself? At the moment, I should admit it is still in development, but I hope that a first beta version will be released to a restricted group of testers by the end of this year. And once this first round of testing is completed, I plan to invite academic community more broadly to use the database and provide additional feedback. And finally, the final release of is scheduled for the summer of 2021, and that's also when a print-friendly digital publication accompanying the database will be made available. So thank you very much for listening to this lightning talk, and I hope at least some of you will be the users of etymologiae.ms in the future.